Hello, this is Jonathan McCraw. I am a graduate student in communications at Queen's University of Charlotte in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to spend just a couple moments talking about my research paper, which focuses on the film Minority Report and how it can provide equipment for living. So, quick bit of background. People enjoy films for two basic reasons. So the first is escape. It gives the audience a chance to get away from the monotony of their everyday lives for an hour and a half or 2 hours. And the second basic reason is people enjoy film on a deeper level and enjoy exploring the themes and symbolism and really hopefully look for ways to influence their lives based upon what they see on the screen. So while film can appeal to audiences on both those levels, one thing is constant. Films do have the ability to offer viewers lessons that can be applied in everyday life or equipment for living, to use Burke's terminology. In this paper, I explore the notion that the film Minority Report provides equipment for living for people who believe in predetermination. So just a quick summary of the literature on this. As I mentioned before, Burke really coined the term equipment for living. And in the original context, the term was applied specifically to literature, while later on Burke applied it more broadly to art forms in general. And then Stephen Young really kind of further focused that notion to film. Young talked a lot about three different levels of film-viewer relationship. So in the first one, which would apply to a very, very small population, the whole notion that there's an undifferentiated viewer-film relationship. So for these individuals, they have a very difficult time understanding where the film ends and where reality begins. For level 2, the differentiated viewer-film relationship, Young sees these individuals as understanding the difference between film and reality, but maybe not looking too deeply to fully look for symbols and themes and that sort of thing. So I put these in the escape bucket that we talked about on the prior page. And then level 3, which is the integrated self-other relationship. So Young really felt as though these individuals were the ones that were most likely to be influenced and take equipment for living from films. So this aligns with that second bucket we talked about, which is people who look kind of to film as a rhetorical device and are looking for those deeper themes and symbols that they can find in film. Ott, Seifert, Zhang, and Yang talked a lot about film as rhetorical device and really focused on how films appeal to our senses and operate both on a visual and acoustic level, and by doing so really tap into our emotions. And once the director and cinematographer have been able to do that, that gives really them the greatest opportunity to get their messages across because they've engaged the audience effectively at that point. And that was just a quick recap of the literature. From a methodology standpoint, two basic approaches. So first, I conducted a brief survey of graduate students and posed 4 questions. So the first question is, how would you characterize your views on the topics of predeterminism and free will before you saw the film Minority Report? And then I asked how they would characterize their views after they saw the film. The third question specifically wanted to know if there were any scenes in the film that prompted them to reconsider their views, if they did reconsider. And then the fourth question, have free will themes promoted by the film impacted their daily lives? And based on the responses of those surveys, I conducted structured interviews with 10 random respondents. And based on the outcome of those interviews, 3 themes emerged. So each indicated that the film helped them reconsider their prior belief in predeterminism. Second key theme, they believe that now they can largely control the outcome of their future. However, there are factors that remain outside of their control. And then third, their acceptance of free will places more responsibility on them as individuals to make effective and good decisions. So that wraps up my research paper summary. As you can see on the page, a number of good resources to tap into. So if you have interest in learning more about the concept of equipment for living, or if you want to know more about some of the notions of how film fits into that whole concept of equipment for living, I'd recommend reading these papers. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the time.